From YouTube to Dancing with the Stars, violinist Lindsey Stirling is quite the sensation. Her latest single is an amazing cover of Led Zeppelin's iconic Kashmir, and she's bringing her high-energy stage show, complete with the music, the choreography, to Cincinnati tonight. This morning, we're excited to catch up with Lindsey before her performance at PNC Pavilion. Lindsey, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Absolutely. We're so excited to be back on the road and touring, and it's honestly my happy place, so I can't wait to be in Cincinnati.
So, all right, you're back out on the road. You've been all over the place lately. How does it feel to be back on stage?
It's been great. We've been, we jumped around Europe for a little bit, and now we're back in the States, and we've got a consistent flow. And I just love my team. I have the best team that I tour with, and I've toured with some of them for a decade now. And it really is a family on the road. And so every night when we step on stage together, it really is like a family, and we're out there together, united. And I think the audience can feel that when we put on a show. It's about the music, it's about the dancing, but it's also about that like camaraderie between my fans, me, and my team.
Well, I know one of the things that makes you so unique is the way you interact with your fans, like all the behind-the-scenes content you share on social media, from figuring out your choreography to piecing together all the costumes that you and the dancers wear on stage. What does it mean to you to be able to interact with your fans like that?
Oh, it's awesome. I love being able to kind of open up the curtain, because I feel like for so long, artists were these mystical creatures that you didn't really get to see what happened. They would just pop on stage miraculously. And I love that today there's a lot more ability to showcase, like, this is the work that goes into all of these things. These are like the amount of thought that's put into all these tiny details. And I think as an observer or as a fan of things myself, I love it when you get to see that. And I love it. I think it makes a show even more exciting when you go and you're like, I know how hard that person worked to do that. And I know the amount of like thought. Now I'm seeing that costume on stage. And so as a fan of other things, that's how I love it. And so it's fun to get to do that for my fans.
Looking at your career, Lindsey, you have to feel such a sense of accomplishment. I mean, playing the music is hard enough, but then you add in all the choreography and everything else. It has to be rewarding to be able to do all of that live on stage.
I really do. And there's something to be said about looking back at your past self and seeing like old videos of like my first tours and, and at the time, Lindsey at that time thought she was killing it, and she was. And to be able to look back and be proud of like, dang, like I worked really hard to get there, but also have this sense of accomplishment of like, wow, I've spent a decade really honing this craft as a performer, and I've come a long way. And so to be able to have that, pride in your past and like, good pat on the back for the past you, but also be able to say, wow, I'm really, really proud of all the work through the years that I've put in. And, the show has only gotten better every single tour. And I really believe that. I think that the show does always get better every time we come out. And it's due to just lots of hard work and also the fact that I still genuinely love it. I still genuinely get excited to put on a show.
All right, so I know I'm looking forward to tonight's show, and I have to tell you, I'm taking my 9-year-old daughter Lola tonight. It's going to be her first concert, and I know that on the Snow Waltz tour, you frequently came out into the audience to interact with your fans. And what's that like to see all those kids out there in the audience who are so inspired by you?
Yeah, I tell you, I love looking out in the crowd and seeing young kids, and the thought that it's maybe their first concert, and that hopefully they'll remember the spectacle, they'll remember the music or the dancers and take something away and be inspired by it. That is like my greatest hope as a performer. I just hope that people leave and feel like, oh, I can do anything. And so when I look into the eyes of these little girls that are out there, I see myself. And and it just makes me so grateful that I get to do this. And I love interacting with my fans in the show. I don't do it every show, but when I have like an idea for a TikTok and I get to like engage with them and sometimes even run into the audience and get people laughing and having fun and filming. And I don't know, it's just something that's turned into a really unique experience. For like every show is going to be different. Every interaction is going to be different. It makes it really fun.
Lindsey, as I said, we're looking forward to the show tonight. If people want to keep up with all things Lindsey Stirling, how can we keep up with you and all you're up to?
Well, I post a lot on social media. So if you follow me on any of the socials, any of the TikToks or the Instagrams, I post a lot there. But also, like, got the newsletter at lindseystirling.com. So you can find me anywhere with just Lindsey Stirling. And yeah, hope to see you guys online and in the shows.
All right, Lindsey, thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you tonight at PNC Pavilion.
Yes, I hope Lola has fun at her first concert. I'm so honored.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsey.